Hi, all of you. Good afternoon, online and offline. Am I audible to all of you online? Hi, Siddharth, Hitanshu. Hello. Reksha, Adarsh, Dunesha, Dushyant. Hi, all of you. Can you just say yes or no if I'm audible? Yes, yes. Okay. Pratibha Kannauj. Right. Good afternoon. Okay. So welcome all of you to one of the workshops which I think is more relevant to our geography optional. But the discussion will also include some bit of answer writing, which in principle you can use for GS also. Okay, I'll keep it that way. Hi, all of you. Yes. Okay. So let's get started. Okay, Munir, hi. Neil, hello. Ranjan, hi. And if you have any queries to write in your comments, I will get back to you. Any problem in this? Okay, done. Okay, let's get started. So one of the common concerns that we have is, how do we score marks? Okay, so I have had a couple of workshops last 2 or 3 weeks mein, and I intend to do more of these workshops because somewhere I have always felt कुछ एक fundamental cheez missing hai. Okay? And in one of the workshops I had mentioned this earlier, that if you look at the examination, any idea about how many people aspire for becoming civil servant? Any idea hai kuch? Kitna forms bikta hai? How many people are aspiration? Any idea? 10 lakhs? So, okay. Yeah, 10, 12 lakhs. It does fluctuate here. These are the aspirational candidates. Okay. And how many do you think actually give the examination prelims? That's about 5 to 6 lakhs. It varies. And I hope you know how many finally qualify. Less than 1,000. Okay? Vacancies. Prelims, of course. 13,000, 12,000 vacancies. Prelims ke liye honge. And then after that, 3,000 approximately for the interview call. The final who qualify is this. Okay? These are the ones who give the prelims. Ye aspirational hai. And if you add up the people who otherwise give the state examination, the numbers can go really crazy there. Okay? So we start the conversation from the fact that, dekho, no matter what, there will be failures. Okay? No matter what, aap kitna bhi pad lo, all the 5 lakhs can't qualify. All the 6 lakhs can't qualify. Something like what we discussed in the prelims workshop, a cutoff hai. Cutoff hai ka matlab hai, all of them can't reach the final goal. But the problem kuch aur yahan par hai. The problem is that there are people who qualify, okay, and those who don't qualify. अगर आप देखोगे इनके बीच का difference, the difference is huge in terms of marks. Many, of course, don't even clear the prelims. Many of them get stuck in the CSAT. Many of them write the mains, but they don't get the marks. So our point of conversation here is, if these are the people who qualify and these who don't qualify, इनके बीच में बहुत सारा gap है. And that is a concern. Okay, there are toppers who qualify. इनके optional marks as much as 310 होता है, which is a very, very good mark. Good number of those qualifying, उनका optional marks हो गया, and not just geography, ये across disciplines है. There are people who qualify, okay, with 290, 280 marks. ये भी very good marks हैं. Who don't make it, their marks are as less as 200 भी cross नहीं होता. They get stuck in the range of 230. I'm giving these marks for the optional. And this is not something that is unique for geography alone. When you go out conversing and talking, कि marks नहीं आ रहे हैं, marks नहीं आ रहे हैं, आप किससे ज़्यादा मिलते हो आप लोग? You meet the people who qualify, or you meet the people who don't qualify? आप किससे मिलते हो ज़्यादा? You meet people who don't qualify. They are the ones who are part of the classroom. They are the ones who are in your building. They are the ones who are roommates. They are the ones who are conversing, discussing in the evenings, afternoons. तो जब perception बनता है कि UPSC marks नहीं दे रहा है, UPSC is unpredictable, UPSC is a changing pattern, so it is disrupting the entire process. So आपका जो opinion बन रहा है, opinion बन रहा है from people who don't qualify. So I am starting the conversation with this background. कि अगर आप यहाँ देखोगे, you're in trouble. आपको देखना है people are qualifying. Okay, somebody got 300 and qualified, and you got 290 and qualified. You know, case possibly will do it. Somebody getting 310, somebody getting 290, और आप फंस रहे हो 210 में, 220 में. That is what I'm trying to address. Okay, so with that, we come back to this conversation. Okay, how can we maximize it? और एक चीज याद रखिए, all of you, voice is not clear. What's the problem? Just 1 second. Some problem with the voice? Okay, just allow me. It could be some problem. क्या देखिए? Is the audio okay now? What happened? Someone, okay, signal, okay. It is resolved? Okay, Munir. Good, nice. Okay, is it okay now, all of you online? Vivek, yes. Ritanshu, yes. Okay. So this is where I'm starting the conversation. Okay, there is a method to how people qualify, and I'll focus on the optionals and GS in particular, sorry, geography in particular. That's what, okay, our objective is. So यहाँ पर, I'm just giving you some names. There are many of these, and look at the marks they have scored. Okay, Ira Singhal 306 in geography, Shweta Chauhan 326. Okay, Pratham Kaushik 327. We have Junaid 321. Ajay Jain, okay, his marks he had got a 305 or 7. And Yasharth Shekhar 306. Just enough to put it on a chart. But there are a good number of them, okay, who are scoring 290, 280, okay, who are scoring in the range of, which is the higher bracket of the marks. ठीक है? So आप ये ध्यान रखो, get over the idea कि marks नहीं आते हैं. Marks 100% आते हैं. It's just that कि कुछ process अलग है. It is just that something is different. So I had this diagram here. So there are toppers and there are the bulk of the masses. Okay, something toppers are doing, कोई method उनका approach है, because of which they stand out, and the bulk of the people are crowding here. Okay, so my question to you will be, what do you think are the reasons why this gap happens? हमें यही gap bridge करना है ना, and see, not qualifying with a very small gap, that's a huge achievement. मैंने कहा ना, आप कुछ भी कर लो, सारे तो क्वालिफाई करोगे नहीं आप लोग. आप कुछ भी कर लो, all of you will not get rank 1, rank 2. मुझे वो gap कमाना है. So now if I ask you, tell me, why do you think there is a gap? So I listed down some points which I think most of us, okay, agree on. One is, हमें books नहीं पता. Problem is, we lack motivation. Problem is, we have not practiced PYQs. The problem could be, okay, हमने answer enough नहीं लिखा है. Lack of consistency. We started late. Okay, lack of planner. Very tough questions. And I think ये भी कहीं ना कहीं बना लेते हैं reason that our luck is bad. So I'll just give you one exercise. Okay, you tell me. God forbid, if you get the examination today or maybe few months may, what do you think was or will be your gap? Can you number it down in your notebook, please? Now, I want some activity-based participation. Don't mechanically listen to me. Okay. Courses are something her institute karayega. Okay. Giving you notes, every institute does. Giving you those booklets, sab karayenge. यहाँ पर कुछ और यहाँ पर काम कर रहा है. ठीक है? So I'm asking you to participate with me. Tell me, what do you think? Okay. Could be a reason for you. God forbid if you don't qualify. आपका gap क्या है? आप बस लिख लो. The first 4, 5, 6 points you think are relevant for you. I hope online may the chart is clear. Karthik, I want to know screen. No, it's not on the screen. The time lag. Okay, you write down. Put the numbers that you think is most relevant for you. Okay. I did not know the books. Maybe my motivation fluctuated. Maybe I did not practice PYQs. I had limited answer writing, lack of consistency. Okay. Started late. Whatever other reasons you might have, financial or family issues or health issues, whatever you think. कि आपका reason क्या हो सकता है? Why do you think you have the gap? All done on this? Okay. You keep the list with you. I'll come back and ask you again afterwards. All done online? All done? Okay. Whatever. It's not for me to judge you. For some of you, this could be more important. For others, this is more important. Whatever it is, I want some number there. Okay. Now let's move on from here. Okay. Keep it there with you. Now, before I analyze this, I want you to know this part. कि examination में, the mains examination, whether it is GS or optional में, okay, I have identified 3 levels of questions. 3 levels of questions. Level 1 is something we say are straight from the syllabus, straight from the notes that you have made, straight from the books. इसमें ज़्यादा कुछ सोचना नहीं पड़ता है. We call this as level 1 questions. Level 2 questions, they demand some kind of interlinkages. ये भी more or less notes से हो जाएगा. ये भी more or less आपके standard book में मिल जाएगा. But maybe require some more deeper thinking. We call this as the level 2 questions. Level 3 questions, which are beyond syllabus. Okay. Level 3 questions, they are beyond the books. Level 3 questions, they are interdisciplinary. Question geography paper में है, but probably the question looks like more of a history question. Question probably geography में पूछा है, the question looks more like an economy say question. We have questions on global trade. We have questions on GST of India. We have questions related to rural development. तो लगता है कहीं और से पूछा हुआ है. And some of them require a lot of thinking. ये वो questions हैं, you can't answer even if you have read a book. Okay, something else is involved there. Okay, let's start off. Nitish, you have got some pages with you? No. Did he give you something? Okay. Nitish, if you are on board, can you quickly share the links, please? Just a minute. Nitish, just call him once. Has he got those? So what I have done is, is he here? He's coming. I have listed the previous year's questions. De do aap. I have listed previous year's questions. There are 2 sets of questions. I know some of you are just starting off and you have done geomorphology. Okay. and others who have done the course and you understand the syllabus more or less. Okay, there are two sets of questions. What I want is, आप अपने तरफ से उसको आप ranking करो, which of the questions are level 1, which are level 2, and which are level 3. So online students, you'll get a link. There are 2 QR codes. Okay, one QR code is only for geomorphology, because some of you have done only geomorphology with me right now. Others, okay, you have done a bigger chunk of the syllabus. You take up whatever you want to pick up. That's your choice. Can you share the QR codes on the link, Sayukta, if you are there? आप बस questions में, there are about 15 to 20 questions होंगे. Just rank them in terms of levels, level 1, level 2, level 3. Can you scan it quickly, please? I know, you're right. Some of us have not seen the questions ever. Chalo, first time ही सही. Link share कर दिया? Yeah, we just give us. Yeah, just a minute. We'll share the link with all of you. Offline students, you have got your QR codes. You take up any list you want to take up. I have given the questions of last year paper 1, and I have given last 5-6 साल का geomorphology questions. Yeah, Sonu, just a minute. They're just sharing it. Just a minute. नहीं हो पा रहा है आपका? Is it done? नेटवर्क की प्रॉब्लम है. हाँ, PYQ questions, yes. But I will want to know now how you are ranking it. ठीक है, fine. कौन सा? उसमें क्वेश्चंस नहीं मिल रहा है आपको to choose L1, L2. Oh, I think they have given another code. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. Let me check. Yes, the link we have shared with you online. Have we given them the right one? Show me what's opening up. Oh, ये गलत वाला खुल रहा है. नीतीश को बुलाओ 1 मिनट. अच्छा, कोई बात नहीं. I was hoping that you would read through. नीतीश, गलत पेज खुल जा रहा है. इसको आप रखो. आप keep this. सबको बांट दो. जो पहला वाला शीट रख लो. I think we have given the wrong sheet to you. अब खुला क्वेश्चन. ओके, कौन सा वाला है? जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी और प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन? जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी. ओके, it'll take you 3-4 minutes. Read the question. Read the question and mark it as what you think. L1 है, L2 है या L3 है. I think 20 odd questions होंगे. जूम में नहीं गया है अभी तक, नहीं जूम में नहीं हुआ है। नो डिस्कशन रिक्वायर्ड, आप अपना देख के मार्क कर लो आप। I do not know your name, VVV. Okay. If there are no questions from core geography, then marks also come down. The marks come down for those who don't qualify. ठीक है, जितना भी टफ पेपर लगा लेना, टॉपर जो होगा वो 290 300 के रेंज में कर रहा होगा. You can trust that. Okay. So if you understand that game, the game is different then. Done? Okay. क्या प्रॉब्लम हो? अभी भी नहीं आया, लेकिन नहीं आया है, नहीं है ना, जूम में नहीं है.
कुछ नहीं होगा, बंद कर दो. वहाँ चैट हो, देखो साइड में टाइप करो, भेजो.
Okay. Now tell him it's there. Okay.
बस अब चलाया रहो, ठीक है? मैं आप ही के बात
now online Zoom में.
दूसरा फॉर्म में भेजना है बीच में. चल
Yeah, we were a bit late. Something with the network here. Yes, yes, correct.
Yeah. अच्छा, इसमें म्यूट.
Done. So क्या लगा, कितने क्वेश्चंस L1 है? Out of 20. How many questions L2 and L3? You are seeing the questions of geomorphology, right? Okay. Yeah, Ritanshu just shared. Just shared. So we did the analysis for 2-3 years. I'll show the data to you. I just wanted you to have first round your own assessment. Yes. So 20 questions में 3, 4, 5 L1 है. Okay, 3, 4, 5 L3 है. And the rest about 10 questions, 12 questions जो भी हैं L2 है. Which means L2 and L3, can I say now about 70% or 60% and more? And there are years, okay, where as many as 80 questions are L2 and L3. ठीक है? Okay, take some more time. We have done this analysis and I'll tell you why I'm doing this. जब आप कहते हो ना marks नहीं आता है, where the challenge is. Okay, now come back. Now come back on this. So आप लोग अपने notes में लिख लेना that you need to classify the questions as L1, L2 or L3. आपको कोई भी questions मिलेगा, you must first have an idea कि किस level का question है. ठीक है, L1, L2, L3, and you realize L3 questions are actually not beyond syllabus, but कुछ और demand होता है where you can't answer by your regular notes. That's how most L3 questions are. ठीक है? So now if I take this forward, This is our analysis. 2022 का paper 1, L2, L3. Okay, one third approximately. Paper 2, 22. Okay, L3 questions paper 2 में 50% था. And 31% were L2 questions. So almost 80% here. 21 paper 1. Again, more than 75% is L2, L3. And the bulk again is L3 questions. Paper 2 to 2021. Okay. Again, almost 70%. ठीक है? So, जो आपका preparation है, you must first understand what type of questions they're asking. Are they L1 questions, L2 questions, or L3 questions? यहाँ समझ में आ गया आपको? Now I'm asking one question to you. See, there are two aspects of working. One is the bigger dream, the bigger purpose, the bigger objective. और एक होता है the core concepts and the base. If I ask you a question, बताओ इन दोनों में which is more important? So I have a building standing here. Okay, your higher objectives, the higher goals, और एक है आपका foundation. So what do you think is more important? दोनों important तो है ही. Okay, I think most of us agree is you need to have a very strong base and foundation. Your core must be pretty strong there. I mean, that is what gives the building its stability. Okay, so L2, L3, L1 हम इसी डालेंगे analogy में. Now look at this. In this list of the problems I gave you, there is something missing. Okay, I don't have the books, I lack motivation, not enough practice, or less answer writing, lack of consistency, whatever you have thought about. इस list में एक बहुत important concept missing है. Can you identify that? Yeah? Revision. Okay, I can add revision as others. Analytical skills. Okay. Integration. Fine. You can't be wrong there. Okay. So if I again draw an analogy here, say, what does a cricketer need? Okay. He needs to have gloves, pads, a coach. He must have, understanding of the rules. Okay. So यही analogy में क्या है कि अगर आपको मैं pads, bad gloves दे देता हूं, the best of the world. If I give a very good coach also to you, if I give you nets, playground to play with, good pep talk, motivation भी दे दिया, I give you a diet chart, how to remain healthy, and I also give an interview with Tendulkar, जाओ उनसे बात करो. Can you still become Kohli? Yeah? Kohli is very surprised. क्या बात कर रहा है? There is an analogy here. Okay. Go back again. What's missing? What's missing? Online, what's missing? Okay. Now listen. This is where I hope I give an insight to you. देखो, you have a foundation. You have an important base. On top में आपका एक a higher purpose है. Okay? The conventional thinking that all of us talk about is the foundation is very, very important. ये करना ही करना है. ठीक है? In the cricket analogy, this is talent. This is skills. So अगर talent और skills नहीं है, मैं आपको कितना ही बैट बॉल दे दूं, आपको मैं कितना भी pep talk करा दूं, if you don't have basic skills and competencies, even if I give Tendulkar as a coach to you on a daily basis, तब भी आप कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे. Okay? So you need to have certain basic talents and skills, and is talent skill ka understand that there must be some relevance with this. Okay, so when I am planning my game or my preparation strategy, how do you think I should go about? I should go from base towards the purpose, or should I go from the bigger purpose towards the base? Kya hona chahiye? Base towards purpose? That is what I'm questioning. That's what I'm questioning. Your foundation is very important, but the foundation depends on आप building क्या बनाना चाह रहे हो. I hope you got the point here. Your skills are important, but more importantly, आप किसके लिए करना चाह रहे हो. अगर आपका purpose है कि I must win the match of my society, होता है society में match होता है, accordingly आपका base foundation बनेगा ना. But अगर आपका purpose है no I must play Ranji, उसका अलग base बनेगा. If your purpose is I want to play for India, उसका अलग base बनेगा. So I'm not disputing the fact you must have a very strong base. What I'm challenging here is कि आप लोग base पे काम तो कर रहे हो, not knowing why you need that base. So if I arrange your question and skills required, L1 is here, L2 and L3 are here. So when you're preparing for UPSC examination or for geography optional, आपको इसके बारे में पहले आइडिया होना चाहिए. Okay? So when you're making a base, आपका base क्या है? आप NCERT पढ़ लेते हो. Not knowing NCERT क्यों पढ़ रहे हो? आप लोग क्लासेस ज्वाइन कर लेते हो. Not knowing क्लासेस में क्या सीखेंगे आप. You read our books, not knowing कि बुक से उठाना क्या है हमें. So अगर आपके पास the higher objective set नहीं है, what we assume is कि सर पहले L1 कर लेते हैं and we'll be fine and then go towards L3. Yes, that is the route you will take. When you make a building, पहले आप foundation बनाओगे, then you have the first floor, second floor and so on. That's the route you will take up. But my question to all of you is that when you make the foundation, are you clear about this or not? Your foundation, your core depends on this. And sahi maane batao, how many of you actually have seen the type of questions and dwell on that? ना आप GS में करते हो और ना आप ऑप्शनल में करते हो. आप लोग तो ऐसे का पेपर देखना भी नहीं चाह रहे हो अभी. Right? How many of you have seen or read what type of questions interview में पूछा जाता है? Because if you do not know what you are moving towards, अगर आपको इसका ज्ञान नहीं है ना, आप ये कुछ भी कर लो foundation, it's of no consequence. I hope you got the point here. So I'm trying to insist on this. Okay, Parmeshwar, I'll come back again on this. See, I am of a firm believer कि the tools that we talk about, किताब पढ़ो, summary लिखो, join a class, join a course, practice answers, practice questions, these are important, but not without knowing why you are doing it. जैसे सर ने कहा है मुझे हर दिन एक आंसर लिखना चाहिए. You randomly pick up any question, आप लिख रहे हो, हर दिन लिख रहे हो. Okay, not knowing कि मुझे क्या skill ultimately सीखना है. सर ने कहा है that I must exercise every day, and then you are spending 2 hours in the gym, not knowing कि आपके लिए कौन सा exercise is more important rather than bodybuilding. सर ने कहा है मुझे books पढ़ना है, and you're reading books cover to cover without knowing कि books में actually हम क्या achieve करना चाह रहे हैं. So why some people get the marks and others don't get the marks? इसमें बहुत important secret है. As long as the questions were relatively more simpler. Till 6-7 years ago, questions सारे L1 level के थे. Questions were all borderline L2 questions. तो इसके लिए हमें सोचना नहीं पड़ता था. Now the game has changed. The questions in UPSC are no longer at that L1 level mostly. और L1 ऐसा question है, you can answer, others can also answer. उसमें कोई edge नहीं बन रहा. Edge बन रहा है L2 और L3 में. So when you are studying a notes, you are studying a concept, you are studying a book, आपको बहुत clarity होना चाहिए कि with this content, what am I trying to achieve? So if you are strong here, okay, that's good, but this should be relevant to this and must not end here. फिर यहां से यहां का journey फिर अलग बनता है. Yes, Gopi, fine. So I'm just rewinding what I said last couple of minutes. We are starting off. So what I was saying is, yes, there are a lot of people who will not qualify. But to say that people don't score marks is a wrong idea. People who qualify, they definitely score marks. It's not that in one subject, the highest mark is 210. In some other subject, the highest mark is 270 and 300. ऐसा नहीं है. If you look at the marks, the higher marks are almost same across subjects. The difference is the type of people who are giving the examination. So first pillar, the first pillar that we set is that high marks and the marks required, this is possible to score. And okay, you must score this. So I'm looking at scores more than 280, more than 290. And toppers who qualify, they definitely score this. Huh? Yeah? No, wait now. I'll manage. Thanks. This is one pillar. And all of this now, I'll suggest aap isko likho. The more you internalize this, the better. Like, आपके पास कोई और तरीका नहीं है, कोई और option, no other option you have. If you have to qualify, you have to go the next level. And don't tell me marks people don't score. 290, 280, okay, people are scoring, you have to score. You have no other way out here. Okay, that is your first pillar I tried to set for you. The second pillar I was trying to set is that please know the type of questions asked. Okay, जिसमें मैंने कहा कि there are L1 questions, there are L2 questions, and there are L3 questions. For most of us, we are working at L1 level. L2 is something, or L3 is something we never reach. And I give analogy of there's a foundation level and there is a higher level. There is a base level and a higher level. What must drive your preparation is, okay, this level must drive your preparation, but this is where you are starting. If you do not know the higher level of questions asked, then you are in trouble. The exercise of grading the questions according to difficulty level was यही purpose था कि देखो पहले in every year, okay, what type of questions are asked. So 2021 का घर जाके analysis करना आप लोग. Those who have not begun yet, okay, some of you are there who have not yet taken geography or not decided geography. You also must be convinced about the fact that this is the level I must reach. If not geography, you should have seen GS paper. GS paper में भी यही सवाल आ रहे हैं. L3 questions आ रहे हैं. L3 questions typically will be opinion based. I'll give you some examples on this. L3 questions typically will be deep thinking based. ये ऐसा क्वेश्चन है ना, even if I give a book to you, आप नहीं लिख पाओगे आप. You'll not know where to search. You'll not know what to search. Okay, so your preparation must first acknowledge the fact that we want to achieve the L3 level, and then accordingly build your muscles. That's why I gave an analogy to you, okay, about that ये जो आपने लिस्ट बनाया है ना, this list, I do not know the books. I can give you a book list. No use, because आप जानते नहीं बुक्स से आप कैसे L3 पढ़ोगे. You don't have motivation, I can pump you up. But no use, because you do not know what to do with that motivation. You don't have enough PYQ practice, हम पकड़ा देंगे question, कि लिखो answer. Without knowing what does the good answer for L3 looks like. तो अगर practice कर भी रहे हो, of what consequence? You lack answering practice, हम लिखाएंगे आपको, दिन में 10 answer लिखो आप. Without knowing, the answer that you must write is the L3 level answers. The same thing applies for. So this is important, but what's missing is your understanding of the type of questions asked. I think your preparation in UPSC should fundamentally start from analysis of previous year's questions. So some of you in the class are part of the prelims mentorship program. वहाँ हम कराते हैं. We sit down for 2 hours, take the questions and see the analysis. Do it on your own first. Okay, so this, then I said it does not matter how many of this I give you, doesn't matter until आपका higher level fixed नहीं है and the basic skills. And you know what, if I compare cricket and study, एक fundamental difference ये है, games, sports and art forms एक ऐसा चीज है, the skills can only be honed and perfected but not taught from scratch. If you do not have the skills of playing cricket, no matter how much you practice, you can never learn cricket. If you don't have the basic skills of appreciating music, आप कितना भी कर लो practice, you can never become a top musician. But this thing changes when it comes to examinations. You might not have a skill in type of a study. You might not have a skill in type of reading, but that can be acquired. So आपका जो base है ना, unlike the art forms, unlike those sports wale, the base in your study can be acquired, 100% acquired. You can't write one type of answers, you can acquire it. You don't have one type of language, you can acquire it. You lack one type of thinking, आप acquire कर सकते हो. Provided you know कि वो जरूरी है first. यही fundamental difference है, okay, between the studies that we are doing and the sports or games people play. That's why, if you ask me, it is far more difficult to excel in these kind of sports rather than in studies. So if you know the process, आपको कैसे scale up करना है towards L3, I think your marks are possible. Okay, so that was this point. So what's missing? So what happens in a preparation is that a bulk of the time goes in L1 level preparation. L1 level means what? Basic information, NCRTs, foundation courses, YouTube videos, newspapers, and discussions. When I say discussions, these are talks that you have amongst yourself. 2-3 friends मिल गए, over coffee, over tea, over evening break, आप कुछ ना कुछ बात करते ही होगे आप लोग. What's happening to Indian budget? What's happening to the corruption problems? What's happening to geopolitical issues? Where is Ukraine going? I'm 100% sure आप किसी से बात कर रहे होगे. But most discussions of those type are actually L1 level discussions. Whereas, okay, your preparation, I said, must be reversed. पहले आप fix करो, okay, the deeper aspects of beyond syllabus. You fix understanding what is interdisciplinary. That questions of geography can call from economy. Questions of geography can call from social sciences like sociology. Questions in geography can call from topics related to geopolitics. So first understand this. Keeping this in mind, you have to fix your base. That's what I call as outside in rather than inside out. Not to say that foundation important nahi hai. Foundation important to hai. But first know what you are trying to build. So what is UPSC testing actually? UPSC tests, these are three important. Problem solving skills. आप लिख लीजिए इसको आप. So when you see a question, these are the 2-3 aspects you'll ask yourself. UPSC is testing, I said problem solving skills. UPSC is testing analytical skills. And UPSC tests the strategic leadership skills. Yes, Satyam, you are right. Okay, the deep thinking happens from foundation. So, but until you know you require deep thinking, your foundation will be weak. Until you know my building will be 100 stories, your foundation will be inappropriate. Okay, if you start with the foundation not knowing पहुंचना कहां पर है. Okay, the UPSC tests skills of analysis, problem solving and leadership. But what we typically do is we are here. I've seen students come back to me after 1 year of preparation saying, sir, हमने NCERT कर लिया. Okay, what have you prepared? Sir, I have done all the synopsis. Of what? Of the foundation class. How are you preparing? Sir, I've made all the notes. Notes of what? Of the class summaries. तो आप तो अभी भी यहीं पर क्यों खेल रहे हो ना? After 7-8 months of preparation, we should not be talking about NCERTs at all. Done, dusted, over, khatam. After 1 year preparation, don't come and tell me, sir, my synopsis is done. वो तो होना ही होना है. My question is, are you getting ready with this or not? Okay, so आपका pillar to score marks has to come from the L3 level questions. And I explain, geography में वो कौन-कौन से topics हैं. Have I established this much for all of you? Yes? Wait for that. I'll come to those topics eventually. Yeah, online students, have I set this base for all of you? तो आपको ये पकड़ना है और फिर इससे डेवलप करना है. You have to understand the demand here and then start developing here. You enter here not knowing these two. That is the problem we have. Okay, let's move on here. So now, जो कहना कि gap क्या है? What's the gap? The gap is there is ineffective planning towards the goal. आपका गोल क्या है? फाउंडेशन खत्म करना है. आपका गोल क्या है? एनसीईआरटी पढ़ना है. आपका गोल क्या है? I have to make notes. But that is not a planning towards the L3 level. And because your GS also is something of this kind. For most of you, आप लोग prelims पहली बार में निकाल नहीं पाते हो. Can you appreciate this? Say I am starting, say 23 I am starting. Okay, and maybe my preparation started from 2022. Okay, some preparation I have done, कुछ थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ाई करके मैंने, okay, in this period मैंने GS भी कर लिया and I have also done optional. I give the prelims. Okay, when I give the prelims, I don't qualify. Next year, what do you think is my focus? Is this my focus? Yes or no? No. आपका focus shift होगा GS में. Okay? You have taken optional subject, studied for 6-7 months intensely, made notes, but prelims नहीं हुआ. अगले साल, you are very cautious. You'll work harder on the prelims in whatever way you want to work. and God forbid दोबारा आपका prelims नहीं हुआ. You understand what's happened now? Almost 2 years have gone. आपको option के बारे में पता ही नहीं क्या हुआ. And you know how volatile the subjects are. So when you finally clear, बहुत fight मार के, okay, maybe third attempt में you have cleared the prelims. Then you realize, या prelims तो हो गया, optional भूल गया हूं. And worse, even GS mains content I have forgotten. So जब आप यहां पर एग्जाम देते हो, you understand your level of preparation here? Your confidence is down, contents are forgotten, answer writing is down the drain. L3 questions छोड़ो, अब survive L1 में ही problem हो जाएगा आपका. So when you score marks here, what marks you end up scoring? So your preparation जो है should be in such a time frame कि आप ये use कर पाओ पहले attempt में. I've seen increasingly students, for whatever reason, वो अपने आप को समझा लेते हैं कि फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट है, कोई बात नहीं, एक ट्रायल दे देते हैं, लेट्स सी. दैट इज अ डिजास्टर. गिव द अटेम्प्ट विद द इंटेंशन ऑफ क्वालिफाइंग इट, नॉट ट्रायल, ताकि आपने जो पढ़ा है वो आप यूज तो कर पाओ. इट्स फ्रेश विथ यू राइट नाउ. एंड आफ्टर 2 or 3 years, even the content changes. Every batch of mine will have 10% more or different content. Imagine after 3 or 4 years, okay, 20-30% of content has changed now. The question types are changing. That's why I said this point. Okay, that students forget most attempt mains after 2 or 3 attempts in prelims. तो आपका planning wrong था. This was an issue. And even while doing the course, your foundation was weak because you had not done the proper book reading, you have not done summarization properly, you have not made the notes properly. So when you are complaining कि sir marks आते हैं नहीं आते हैं, some people qualify, I don't clear, I don't get marks, it must be a very honest assessment of कि आप बताओ ना कहां गलती है आपका. So if I go back to the list again, कि क्या problem बताओ? The fundamental problem is you are not planning towards the goal properly. You did not know what you had to reach. So for most of the students, foundation हो गया, so दे लेते हैं prelims, not knowing foundation is just the foundation. It is not the higher level asked in prelims and in the mains. The question, आपके preparation में what is missing? This exactly is missing. The question, okay, are the bat, pad, nets, gloves enough? I say no. You need something else along with all of that accessories. See, some of you are just starting off. Okay, so you may not appreciate as much, but those who have studied for 1 year or maybe 4, 5, 6 months, I hope आपको मिल रहा insights. And trust me, some of these are so elementary. Sometimes you wonder, यार मैंने सोचा क्यों नहीं था ये? अगर सोचा भी था, the realization that it is as important is missing. You are not in a school examination, understand that. The UPSC and the government of India has no intention to give you employment in the UPSC IAS examination. This is not an employment generation machine. It's an administration work. You're managing people, country's problem. So we need the best brains. So tough to hoga competition. So it is not about, I have read 2 books, now I deserve to qualify. No. You read 2 books, how are you using that for the L3 level questions is the challenge. So it's not a matter of your entitlement कि मैंने किताब पढ़ लिया, मैंने कोर्स भी ज्वाइन कर लिया, now I deserve to qualify. No. Do you have problem solving skills? Do you have analytical skills? Do you have the ability of thinking strategically or not? In the last workshop, I gave an example to you, right? from the Joshimath wala question, okay, where the question were at a different level, not simply facts about Joshimath. Okay, so I have hopefully established 3-4 things for you, that when you are preparing the examination and the question writing starts, there's a method to approaching the type of question you are writing. So the mental level, first segregate कि ये L1 question है, this type of answer, ये L2 L3 type of question है, ये this type of an answer. So many of you have been asking me to teach us something about answer writing. So probably this could be an initiation. Fine here? Can I move on? Okay, now abhi tak discussions that I was having right now was more generic in nature. It applies to all optionals, it applies to GS paper also. Now I'm focusing towards geography, exactly what is it, and what in geography is L2, L3. Okay, so if I classify the topics in geography broadly, there are 6 plus 1 topic. There is physical geography. When I say physical geography, इसमें क्या-क्या आ जाता है? Geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, biogeography also. This is one theme I say. Geography students, even if you have done the course, okay, write these points down. And those starting off, आपको ही पता होना चाहिए. Geography का एक important set है called physical geography. A second important part of geography is environment geography. A third important part of geography is economic geography. Economic geography, industries, agriculture, trade, transport. Okay, this is economic geography. And economic geography के साथ में आता है resources. Okay, there is another part of geography which is population and settlements, the demography, the people, their cultures, where they live. So physical geography is one block, environment is another block, economic geography एक block है along with resources. As resources, I mean minerals, water, land, even biodiversity as resources. Plus I said population and settlements. I consider this as one block. ये 3 block हैं, all the 3 inside one, and there is one more domain linked to these 3, the domain of regional planning. This is, okay, the 5th one. Regional planning requires environment understanding. It requires economic geography understanding, population settlement understanding. Planning is urban planning, planning is population planning, planning is agriculture planning, planning is rural development planning, planning includes environmental planning, conservation. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th theme is geographical thought. और एक outlier theme है called as political geography. This is more or less the scope of geography. ठीक है? What happens for most of us is we are very good here because this topic is a very a topic that you can think and imagine. You can see this topic. You can mentally see what a river looks like. You can mentally see what does the ocean look like. You can mentally see what do the winds do and how they move. This is more visible to us. And more importantly, most of us are science background students who take up geography. तो ये वाला manage हो जाता है. This area is very abstract area. This is lot of humanities and economics and economy. This is another tricky area, but last couple of years में इससे questions काफी कम हो गए. But you never know how UPSC again comes back to surprise you. L3 questions सब में possible है. But lately, more L3 questions, L2 questions are here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you want to maximize marks in geography, this is a very important area of your preparation. Paper 1 dekhna. Okay. I think out of 28 questions, just about 8 or 9 questions were here. Baki 20 question isse aur isse. So in maximizing, I said number 1, know what is L3 question. And number 2, in geography, where you must focus. So if I go back to the slide here, this is what I had put in a slide. So physical geography, environment geography, economic geography, settlement and population. 1, 2, 3 linked with regional planning. This is one big super block. If you get selective here, ye hoga impact. If you get selective here, one of these will get impact. And most applied questions are here. These 5 areas make up the bulk of the applied questions. Remember, I'm testing your problem solving skills. I'm testing your analytical skills. I'm testing your strategic thinking skills. वो यही हो सकता है largely. यहां पर अगर L3 question होगा ना, वो beyond syllabus होगा. Something like pseudovolcanism क्या है? ठीक है. What is the scope of maybe some slope theory maybe जो पढ़ा नहीं है आपने. So if L3 comes here, आप कुछ कर नहीं सकते, छोड़ना पड़ेगा आपको. But यहां पर L3 you can't leave. Okay? If I repeat, if the question paper has L3 from here, you can do nothing. Halloween, storms क्या हैं? अब या तो पता है या नहीं पता है, छोड़ोगे और क्या करोगे आप? You have no idea here. But यहां पर जो L3 questions होते हैं, they are very, very scoring questions, provided you have that type of mindset first. और यही question is also going into your GS papers eventually. ठीक है? Okay, let me continue here. Okay, now this is so questions of physical geography and thought wale questions hain. They are generally static questions, terms and concepts. यहाँ पर not much of thinking required because the topics are more or less static. Plate tectonics, continental drift, upper tropospheric winds, the stages of temperate cyclones, what are the OBR of ocean floor, volcanism discuss karo. These are basically terms and concept and static. Okay. Environment questions, settlement population, and economic regional. ये तीनों areas are very dynamic and applied in nature. So अगर आपको mark score करना है ना, आपको यहां करना होगा score. Is it okay, all of you? And I'll show you how our preparation is very skewed. Most of us are very happy, learning this And even teachers are happy teaching this because the questions are straight. You exactly know what to teach. You exactly know what the answer must be. Yahan par the entire game changes. So how to score more marks in geography? You have to ace, and I kept political geography alag because isme abhi zyada questions aaye nahi. And the ones that they come, we can handle it. India's border problems, types of boundaries, reorganization of states. Okay, so these are questions as of now are manageable. Okay, I can't link this with the rest of the topics for now, but our focus must be how do I ace 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units along with the applied aspects in regional planning. All good here? I'm hoping you're noting down something. How to prepare whatever time you have till the main examination. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Now, I have explained what is the scope of geography. Okay? The next discussion is, you can take a fresh page and write down the heading. How to develop the L2, L3 answer writing skills. How to develop L2 and L3 answer writing skills. Online, is it okay, all of you? Is it okay? Fine. Any questions you want me to clarify? Fine. Okay. Now this is part of your question decoding and answer writing. Okay. Before I move on, I'll give an example to you. I'm taking a question from previous years. Then I'll come back on that. Now see, the question is, I'm taking a question from last year, okay? Question likho aap log. Even if you have not studied geography, it doesn't matter. Okay, at least you appreciate what is required. The question is, the peninsular location of India provides. The peninsular location of India provides scope for harnessing. The peninsular location of India provides the scope for harnessing non-conventional energy resources. Non-conventional energy resources. Discuss with examples. Discuss with examples. So it's basically, there is peninsular location, and this has advantage of non-conventional energy. ठीक है, इसको आप डिस्कस करोगे. Think of analogy again, that a person called as a random name XYZ, he has lot of skills and he is a good friend. Discuss. Okay, any XYZ person has lot of skills and he can be a good friend. Lot of skills and good friend. So who is a good friend? Who helps me? Probably in my studies. Who is a good friend? Who probably supports me when I get bullied. Who is a good friend? Somebody with whom I have a lovely time and we spend time together, probably discussing our interests. Who is my good friend? Somebody who listens to me and does not judge me. ठीक है? Broadly 4-5 एरिया है. When I write about this one, he has skills and he is a good friend, I cannot do justice to all the 4 dimensions because मेरा word limit fixed है और time fixed है. You appreciate that point here? So what we do is, when I'm discussing, according to situation, कि ये कहां पर discuss हो रहा है, I'll pick up one theme around which I will anchor. Okay? Say, I'm talking about, okay, somebody who's angry with my friend, and I'm going and convincing him, don't be angry. Okay, so I will promote my friend around any one of this. So my anchor perhaps says, don't be angry, yaar. He is a great guy. He's a great friend with whom you can talk whatever you want to talk, and he has great amount of interest and talent in many things. I'll anchor the discussion here, and then maybe I'll mention 1 or 2 points also. समझ में आ रहा है यहाँ पर? और I have my friend, and we are going to find some room to stay with in some building and prepare for examination. वहां बहुत सारे लोग हैं who know me but don't know my friend. तो वहां कहां एंकर करूंगा? I'll anchor it here. This is my friend who is great guy who helps in studies. So if I come in with my friend, with as for the whole team, I'll anchor it here. So when you're discussing anything, there must be something around which you anchor your discussions. Okay? आपका जो skills test क्या हो रहा है? UPSC में क्या हो रहा है? Testing हो रहा है? Problem solving. You are being tested for analytical aspects. You are being tested for leadership issues. So when you anchor a question, preferably you must pick up which area of discussion. आप क्या pick up करना चाहोगे as an anchor area? Social issues, environment issues, resources planning उठाओगे आप. I hope you got the point here. So look at this question now. ये जो question मैंने पूछा है, that India's location is peninsular and it has some non-conventional energy. So look how I can anchor. One way of anchoring is India has rural areas. There are inequalities in resources. One big problem is energy affordability and energy accessibility. Okay, the Peninsular India is a poor region. If there is energy, it's a great for development. I can do that. I'm anchoring the question around issues of equity, poverty, or India has lot of commitments under the Paris Agreement. I must move out of coal. I must look for non-conventional renewable energy. And Peninsula has lot of diversity. I can anchor here. I can anchor the peninsula is a dry region, largely. Agriculture droughts yahan par hai. I must ensure there is non-agriculture economic prospects. I must have industries. I must have trade and transport. Therefore, the advantage of this becomes the basis of my development. This was environment anchoring. This was social issues anchoring. And this was economic development anchoring. You got the point here? So जब भी आपको question पूछेगा economic geography में, all the 3 are right, but you must make a choice. आपको क्या लगता है around what will your answer develop. And these anchoring points become your introduction and the basis of your conclusion. All the three are equally good. It's up to you where you have developed your skills a bit better. I'm sure some of you have leanings on this side. Some of you have leanings on this side. You can develop your skills you want to develop. So go back to your, okay, here. That the level 2, level 3 questions ke liye, because they're opinion based. Opinion based mein, there's no format an examiner wants. For opinion, I must have some pillar around which the answer circulates. Choose your pillar. Without a pillar, you can't have opinion-based answers. You anchor, and generally let the anchor be around genuine development issues. Let the anchor be around genuine social concerns and environmental issues. So when you read a question, you do 3 things. Number 1, set it, L3 question hai. I better not write only in terms of facts and figures and be through with it. L1 questions hai. I don't have to write the deeper meaning every time. State question and strictly khatam karo usko. To identify what level of question you are playing with. 1. Number 2, if it is level 3 or level 2, decide where you want to anchor. Generally, your scope of GS and optional gives you enough content for all the 3 type of anchoring. Aap kar sakte ho. So some questions I want to show my environmental understanding. Anchor the question on environment. In some other question, I have to show my social concern issue. Wahan karo anchor. You can diversify your answers. So that's your choice. Once the anchoring is done, aapka introduction or conclusion aaram se ho jayega. The next step will be to develop a storyline. So how to score marks? It is not about, I have read many books, I have done the courses. इसी को हम बोलते हैं, your approach is transactional. Your approach is very tactical in nature. Short term का चल रहा है. How to score marks में, you must know what is being desired out of you. Once you understand that, now you use geography to show that type of skills. And somewhere, again, drill this down. The examination and the institution is trying to get the best brains of the country. It's trying to get those who are committed for India's development. They're trying to assess, okay, your skills of analysis, जो आपके आंसर्स में दिखना चाहिए. सर पूछा जियोसिंक्लाइन मैंने लिख दिया. They asked me monsoon लिख दिया. They asked me about XYZ mountain, वो भी लिख दिया मैंने. उसमें आपका skills test नहीं हुआ ना आपका. Okay, so how to go from L1 towards L2, L3, learn this anchoring thing. Okay, once you've anchored, then you have a storyline to tell. Then there is a line. Okay, so it's like, my friend, he has helped me in studying. That is my anchor. Storyline is, यार इतना बड़ा course है, not everybody can know. So all of us should specialize in some specific areas of revision. I think you 3 are good at A, B, C topics. I am good at D topic, and here is my friend who's also good at D and E topics. So when we get together, it'll be great benefit for the team to learn from one another. Therefore, I can invite my friend to stay with all of us. Got the point here, all of you? You have an anchor, then you have a storyline. The storyline gives your answer a structure. The storyline gives the answer a flow. कि किसको बोलना है, कितना बोलना है, and so on. Okay, and the concepts. Now that your anchor is set, the story is set, the concept should use geography language, geography terms. They must use geography vocabulary. Don't just say there is poverty. Geography language mein, there are spatial inequalities. Don't just say there are mountains. Geography language mein, there are block mountains and there are escarpments and there are fold mountains. Okay, don't just say it's a forest. In geography language, you say it's a vegetation, it's a community of endemic plants unique to the biogeographical realm of South Asia. फिर एक language matter करता है. So bulk of the L1 course gives you that language. I hope you got the point. Don't just say wind is moving, so you have got cyclones. So geographical language mein, the wind moving is strong advection. The wind moving is the consequence of pressure gradient. The wind moving is the consequence of pressure defect, which is steep at the core of the cyclone. So language will come. Without the language, wo geography lagega nahi. So don't just say groundwater. Okay, you talk about sedimentary rocks, which are aquifers storing water in certain geographical region of India. I hope you got the point here. So agar aapka तीनों set nahi hai, you'll have a problem with your answers. What we forget, हम ये भूल जाते हैं, and we are focusing on, sir, diagram क्या बनाएं, data क्या लिखें, books क्या पढ़ें. I call these as enablers. It's like these are set of tools to be used, but not without knowing this. It's like somebody has given me ChatGPT, but I do not know what questions to ask. वो क्या करेगा? कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा. अगर मुझे पता ही नहीं है कि मैं क्या क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा, ChatGPT is of no consequence. Gigo principle, garbage in, garbage out. अगर आपको ये पता है, फिर ये भी बन जाएगा आपका. So if I am setting the process of a preparation, know the level of questions asked. Know that, okay, to reach that level, आपका foundation important है, but the foundation has to be crafted according to the level you want to reach. It will not happen afterwards. Remember this. Abhi set hoga. Right now, know what type of questions, what type of interview grilling you go through. What is L3 trying to do as a part of your selection process? Abhi so set karo usko aap. Accordingly, whatever you read, try to move it towards L3. Then I said, know the scope of geography. पूरे geography को मैंने बांट दिया 7 areas, of which my opinion is bulk of the questions are from those 4 areas. Environment, economy, population settlement, उससे linked है regional planning. This carries the bulk of the scope of your applied dimensions. Physical and thought में या तो पता है या फिर नहीं पता है. The questions are more straight, the questions are more static. Once you identify that, you have to develop your competencies in those 4 areas. And then the actual answer writing starts. Anchor the question, develop a storyline, and use geography language. Make sense, all of you? Okay. Now, yes. Karo? Because they can't hear. Repeat the question.
सर अगर इसी क्वेश्चन का एंकरिंग सोशल डेवलपमेंट एस्पेक्ट से करते हैं,
Yes.
तो दैट इज नॉट लाइक कि हम डिमांड से मिस कर रहे हैं. पेनिनसुलर लोकेशंस हैव द एडवांटेज ऑफ नॉन कन्वेंशनल एनर्जी.
Yes.
अगर इसको एनवायरमेंटल एस्पेक्ट से ले जाते हैं तो दैट आर द रिवर्स दैट आर फ्लो थ्रू द क्रैक्स, तो वहां एचपी प्लांट्स बन सकते हैं, एचईपी प्लांट्स.
Okay.
फिर कोस्टल एरिया है तो ओपन थर्मल पावर प्लांट्स वगैरह भी यूज कर
Yes.
सकते हैं. एस्पेक्ट से ले जाते हैं तो डिस्पैरिटी से अगर जोड़ते हैं तो दैट इज मोर लाइक कि हम डिमांड से हट रहे हैं।
नहीं, आई एम जस्ट सेटिंग द एंकर देयर दैट द लोकेशन ऑफ पेनिनसुला इज सच दैट
यस सर,
it has the best prospects in terms of solving our poverty and inequality problems. There are special type of energy prospects in the coastal areas, special type of energy prospects in island regions, special type of prospects in the highland plateau regions, and all these regions are India's backward regions also. So if we are developing India's planning and economic growth, we must pay attention to the non-renewable energy resources which are affordable, more accessible, more decentralized because of 1, 2, 3, 4 points, and therefore can address the backwardness of peninsular plateau. It's up to you how you carve it. The advantage क्या है? Advantage is it's solving our energy problem.
यस सर,
Advantage, it gives me prospects for economic diversification. आपका आंसर कहीं भी एंकर हो सकता है. That is your skill of developing the interlinkages. और यही टेस्ट हो रहा है आप लोगों का. The testing your skills of analysis, understanding, and whether you can link things or not. आप कितना भी पढ़ लो, ये क्वेश्चन आप एंटिसिपेट नहीं कर पाते यार. The answer to these questions are not in the books. The answers are your thinking abilities. आपको यही क्वेश्चन लेके बैठ के सोचना पड़ेगा. Say in your case, sir, I am happy with environment anchoring. करो ना, who says no? किसी और को सोशल चमक गया होगा, आप सोशल में करो. That's your choice. किसी और को इंडस्ट्रीज इकोनॉमी दिख रहा होगा, go do that. The answer cannot be simply listing down the regions and what energy centers are there. वो फिर factual हो गया.
yes sir, that's the making the difference.
ठीक है? So that's up to you entirely. Yes, correct. Yes, Tanisha.
Thank you.
So when I am discussing an answer, okay, I generally have this in mind. What is it that I want to ultimately convey through the question? Which area I want to focus on? उसके बाद your tools, diagrams क्या हैं? What are those examples I can give? What case study I can? वो सब tools हैं, वो सब enablers हैं. Make sense, all of you? Okay. So I can take up one more question just to again, okay, show this. Again, 22 का पेपर है. It says, write the question. Discuss the impact of Forest Rights Act. Discuss the impact of Forest Rights Act 2006 on the local forest communities in India. On the local forest communities in India. आप बताओ कहां एंकर करोगे आप? मोस्ट ऑब्वियस क्या है? सोशल. तो ये क्वेश्चन में आपको सोचना नहीं पड़ रहा है, बट आई कैन ऑल्सो एंकर दिस ऑन इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट एस्पेक्ट्स ऑल्सो. ये सेकंड, अब आप once I said that to you, आप सोच के देखो उसको आप. Yes. In most questions, you can always have one or two such anchorings. आप कर सकते. But जान तो लो कि जब उठाते हैं क्वेश्चन, from where I want to attack. It's not about कि simply if I know the apt, I can add the answer. I'm discouraging that. You must know how to enter a particular question, how to enter a particular type of thinking. Yes, these techniques are also important for GS. So वैसे ही हर subject का ना, there will be certain broad themes. But GS में क्या होता है? the marks are lesser, the answers are shorter. You don't need to have that depth every time. But the technique applies to all that you write on. Because I have a geography background with me, I tend to play with these 3-4 anchors. GS maybe I'll try to play with these anchors, because our GS also has political aspects. GS also has environment aspects. GS also has social aspects. Governance भी है. Okay. तो कोई भी question हो GS का ना, आप इसमें खेल सकते हो. In particular, if the question is not specific to only one domain, you can play with this technique. Yes, Shivam, this question can be anchored to economic aspects of local communities. The minor forest products, you can talk about the family-owned cottage industries. Okay, yes, you can take it to the economic aspects also. And also the basic infrastructure, yes. Okay. That's one question. Look at this one. एक और question लिखो आप. What are the drivers of urban sprawl? What are the drivers of urban sprawl around the major cities of the country? What are the drivers of urban sprawl around the major cities of the country? How have new investments in transport projects, how have the new investments in transport projects supported sprawl development? Supported sprawl development. So what are the drivers of urban sprawl? Those who have not taken geography, just know this, that urban sprawl ka matlab hai, the urban areas are expanding haphazard. Okay, this is a GS question then. Ki urban areas jo hai, they tend to expand randomly. They tend to expand very fast without any proper plan. So what drives that? Can we have an economic driver? Rents, cost, transportation can be a driver. Can we have environmental drivers? Pollution problems, lack of amenities like drinking water. Yes. Can we have a social driver? Yes. Inequalities. Okay. It could be ghettoism. Yeah. It could be gentrification. Now you decide what you want to pick up. और आप अगर चाहेंगे, and I'll recommend that, आप तीनों लिख सकते हो. But the focus can be on any one of them. Yes, yes, Shivam, correct. So moment आपके mind में वो frame बैठ गया ना, कि this question I can take up from here, from here, from here. Okay. You have set your anchor. Then a storyline. Okay. Urban areas are important. Recent times, urban areas have a lot of problems. One of the reasons we have problems are because of urban sprawl. The sprawl is because of many factors. There are many drivers. According to me, the primary driver is this. बताओ आपका anchor क्या है? And the other drivers also. बना आपका ऐसे answer? Okay. You can move on towards. Okay. Where is the question? Yeah. How have new investments in transport projects supported sprawl development? Talk about how the roads have expanded. Okay. The metros have expanded and how they encourage probably expansion even faster. So आपका बन गया storyline. Now use geographical language. So if some of you know urban morphology, some of you know peri-urban regions, some of you understand TOD-based development. Okay, you understand inequalities because of spatial resource differences, conurbation expansions. You're on. The anchor, the storyline, and the language required for that particular question. उसके बाद डायग्राम वैग्राम आता रहेगा. Yes, I can appreciate that, Ronak. Okay. Today's workshop was basically about geography में आप marks कैसे बढ़ा सकते हैं. So how to read geography का ये important part है. Or how to read any optional. Know what level of questions asked. Know what are the main themes of your optional paper. Ask your teacher if required. Books क्या होंगे? What type of references? That comes last. Or that comes later, not last. Okay. So you have done this. Okay, I've discussed the question with all of you. So this is one of your planning charts. Your goal is सबसे important है. Okay, L3 questions are important. Your L3 questions का level reach करना है. Timelines I'll help you right now. What task, what type of answer writing, what type of books reading, what are your competencies, and so on. So start the process from here. Now I'm giving you a sense of your time planner. So some of you asked me, sir, we want to prepare on our own. So give us a planner. And those in the class or those who want to join the class, this is your planner. The physical geography है, that takes about 75 days. इसमें there are 4 units: geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, and even biogeography. It takes about 2.5 months, 75 days. Environment geography, okay, will take about 10 days. Economic geography, 15 days. Settlement population, alag-alag topics hain, 45 days. Regional planning is 15 days. So it's about month, 2.5. So approximately 3 months goes into this. Okay. Geographical thought, 15 days on the higher side. And political geography, 4-5 days. So मैंने कहा ये outlier है. So when you are joining a course, you must have an idea about कैसे distributed है. Okay. So this is a very important part of your mark scoring. Okay. So I have approximately foundation, 180 days. Then your, yeah, you can note it down, no problem. आप लिख ही लो ना, if you have an idea. Population part is part of the social aspects. Okay. Then you need the L3 level preparation. And this is my approximate breakup. So what you have seen till now was the foundation level breakup. You need another or about, okay, say about 2.5-3 months chahiye aapko to get your advanced L3, L2 level. So physical geography, 15 days. Environment geography, 5 days. Economic geography, 5 days. Settlement population, 10 days. And this 5 days. So this again dominates. 25 days to 1 month is just this part here. Yes, you can do this for any subject. Yes, Rana, population can be used, correct. ठीक है? Approximate time planner. Now, this is the month of Feb. लिख लिया आप लोगों ने? All done? Okay. Now, month of Feb. Okay. So, the books, this is probably with all of you more or less. We put this up on your website also. So, there are about 7 books which are the critical ones. We have this magazine called Cosmos, which has environment and geography ka updates. Okay, so I'll recommend all of you to look up our Cosmos Gazette. It helps you with your current affairs for environment and for geography. Okay? We had one, it comes fortnightly. So we had one release yesterday, or maybe day before yesterday rather. Okay, so maps ke liye I must take up another session. It will require some bit of practice sessions with me maybe. But for maps, what we do is, oh, we have lost them. Yes, Vivek, L2, L3 are part of, I'll explain that. So some of you lost the feed here. So this slide has the book list. No kuch कहना खास है नहीं. Cosmos, I will recommend to all of you. And my intention is the Cosmos should replace any other environment-based reading you are doing. I'll try covering most of the environment topics in Cosmos. And map works. So map मैं आपको समझाना चाह रहा हूं just for 2 minutes. So maps में it's part of paper 2. And they ask you about 10 entries. 10 entries पूछते हैं, which you must mark and write about. Okay. So India में तो, for that matter, any place, there could be thousands and thousands of places. So technique is, you must know what are the key reference locations. What are the key reference locations? So what I have done is, I have divided India into 8 regions. Okay? और हर region के लिए I have given about 20-25 key references. Key location. Think of Delhi. If I know Delhi, I know Gurgaon, Faridabad, Noida, Sultanpur Bird Sanctuary. I know Okhla Bird Sanctuary. I know the takeoff point of Agra Canal, just by knowing one place called as Delhi. So I must by heart Delhi's location, and then by heart कि Delhi में क्या-क्या आप डाल सकते हो. Okay, say if I know Srinagar, okay, then I know, okay, Pampore, I know Dal Lake, I can approximate for Dachigam National Park. Okay, so I need to know those type of reference points. If I know Mumbai, I know Trombay, I know Salsette Islands, I know Thane, okay, I know Taloja. Okay, so if I know one place, what all can it approximate? Otherwise, हर location के लिए आप जगह ढूंढ नहीं सकते. You'll be in trouble. So I call those as key reference points. ये key reference points का जो video है, it's on the YouTube. You can draw the lines. Otherwise, I'll see if I can have a separate map session. It's free for everybody, but you must practice that. So key reference points, okay, this plus some other entries, approximately 300 entries हैं. This you must by heart and practice. There are about 10-15 videos on maps on YouTube. Okay, you can just type map, Edukemy or Shabbir, and you have India's map, where I am actually marking the places, okay, and capturing the screen. Follow that method. Yes, I can have a session on that also. Okay, but this is a more generic workshop. So maps के लिए आप ये करो master. The rest के लिए you can take a list and approximate it by heart उसके बाद में. ठीक है? So that takes care of your map work. Now, in general, I think I've told this to you already last workshop में. So our intention is that you are in the month of Feb. आपको देना है प्रीलिम्स, आपको जो भी करना है इसी के बीच करना है. Okay, and preferably finish off geography by December, Jan. Both L1, L2 and L3 type of questions. So that's how I have laid out the planner. Your geography foundation. Okay, now advanced course is what we call as your L3, L2 questions writing. Okay, then you can go for your prelims examination. Once you have done this, I mean, this is an offering that we have. All those who join us for advanced course, we also will give you this support one. Because I know जब आप मेंस में आओगे, okay, आप बहुत सारा कंसेप्ट भूल चुके होगे, plus you're revising. We call this as the main support program. It's part of the full course itself. Don't be happy doing this alone. You have to go the entire distance. Okay, this sets your base, but आपका objective यहाँ mains है. Foundation is 6 months. This requires another 3 odd months, and this before the main examination. Now, इसमें एक critical element है here. Between the foundation and advanced course approximately September and October. ये जो टाइम है, those appearing for 24, you have approximately 2 or 3 months to consolidate your foundation. ये बहुत important है. I have realized in the last couple of batches, people have done the course but not consolidated. People have done the course but they have no idea of the questions asked. So you must do all that work, और ये self काम होगा. Then you come and join the advanced course. So if you delay your process, फिर ये shrink हो जाता है and this starts getting overlapped. Make sense, all of you? So my suggestion to all of you, कि finish off geography foundation latest by June and July. Okay, ताकि you have got 2 odd months to consolidate, read the books, summarize your notes, think on the questions asked, do some L1 writing on your own, okay, memorize your content, फिर आप हमारे साथ में advanced course में आए. From October, November, December तक, we'll finish off this one, then we'll let you go. कि अब आप prelims पे ध्यान दो for the next 4 months. After prelims, again come back to us. We will again consolidate this for you. अगर आपने ये पार्ट ज्वाइन कर रखा है, you need not join this again. It's part of the entire offering itself. ठीक है? So some writing here, memorization here, and go and give the examination. So I always say this. Okay, this is, you know this now. I'm a big fan of, okay, going the distance with a lot of passion. So prepare for the subject in the mission oriented way. कि हम 24 में एग्जामिनेशन देंगे, एग्जाम हमें समझ में आ गया है, we understand the process very well, and we will give like we want to qualify, not as first attempt है, okay, देखेंगे whatever happens. Don't do that. So don't stay at L1 level. Okay, move towards the L2, L3 level. Understand geography from the dimensions I gave you, the 7 broad themes of geography. ठीक है? So go the mission way, the summarizing. Don't simply join classes, don't simply attend say courses, and don't merely want to become IAS. अगर आप IAS के लिए aspire कर रहे हो, okay, what will motivate you is that you are developing and using your skills for problem solving. What must motivate is you're part of the country's strategic planning process. What should motivate you is you're developing skills to address concerns of India that requires deep analysis. Becoming IAS just because the job is great, fine, but उससे country का क्या भला होगा? Becoming IAS because मेरा सपना था बचपन वाला, that's okay, but that doesn't help you motivate beyond a point. Motivation aayega if you are part of the problem solving approach for the country. Okay, so don't just join for the sake of joining. Okay, and I think I've talked about this earlier also. So somewhere the orientation of your preparation happens with your personality traits. It is not course completion. It's who you are as a person, your ability to think on dimensions, your ability to grasp the analysis, and then of course the execution and the rest. So IAS एग्जामिनेशन में मार्क्स क्यों नहीं आते हैं या आप लोग मार्क्स स्कोर क्यों नहीं कर पाते हो? One big reason is you don't have the complete picture of what's required. The complete picture of the preparation process, the complete picture of how to understand the examination and the subject, and the bigger picture of कि कैसे आपका timeline organize होना चाहिए. So if you cannot see the end that way, you'll have a problem. Okay, so it's about the personality. So what we have is our courses. You can always, okay, discuss that separately. Okay, then, you have any questions to clarify? Ask me. So if I quickly summarize, understand the questions, know the scope of geography. Third is answer writing what is required. Fourth is have a good planner. A fifth is the bigger vision and not merely classes or a career. This was your takeaway from today's workshop. Okay, understand the questions. You must see the question paper as repeatedly as possible. At a mental level, okay, Vivek, L2, L3 for this year, abhi to hum kuch nahi kar sakte. What we can do is wait for the program after prelims and let's see if I can help you. But L2, L3 does not happen after prelims, to be very honest. तो अगर आपके program के part रहे हो तो memorize the answers. Vivek, I hope I've answered your question. The third one is answer writing. मैंने कहा ना anchoring process याद आ रहा है? The anchoring process, develop the storyline, develop the language of geography. So आप कोई भी उठाओ question, think on this design now. I kind of gave you a framework how to think on a question.
Sir,
Yes.
if we developed a skill to write L2 and L3 type of questions, can we ignore L1 largely or not?
नहीं, L1 तो आपका base language है.
In means answer writing.
आप ignore कैसे कर सकते हो?
Means write, but not as much as L2 and L3.
Yes, you may reduce the practice of L1. वो कर सकते, because if L2 कर पा रहे हो, L1 assumed है कि हो रहा होगा. Yes.
You can.
Then write less answers of L1, but write more answers of L2, L3.
And
But
also
while
we
the
can-
course is going on, focus more on L1.
And also we can start writing with L2 and L3.
No.
No.
You start with L1.
Start.
L1 से आपका foundation strong हो जाता है. L1 से your language of geography is managed. L1 से the syllabus का spread you know very well. You can't ignore L1. आपके L2 बनेगा ही नहीं बिना L1 का. Yes. Yes.
Sir, how can we develop a skill of writing case studies and relevant examples in answer writing?
Again, it all depends on आपका anchoring क्या है. What's a case study? Case study एक example ही है, which is in probably 3, 4, 5 lines.
So how to relate it with the questions demanding? Demand क्या है sir question?
Question demand जो करेगा, आप बताओ कि आपका anchor क्या है. If anchoring is say social issues, pick up a case study from social issues. If you're anchoring on economic growth or development, pick up an example of infrastructure development. If you're anchoring around environment, pick up a case study of deforestation or water issues. What's a case study? Case study is an example which is elaborated. India has poverty, example, Raichur region. Case study mein, Raichur region, Tungabhadra Doab, why it is poor because of the rain shadow effect, okay, because of problems of your droughts there, okay, that becomes a case study. Earthquake is bad, example, Turkey. But a case study, Turkey earthquake, southern Turkey, alpine extension belt of Trans-Eurasia, plates colliding, therefore earthquakes. ये discussion हो गया ना, and more than 20,000 people died. So case study एक example है, which is elaborated. और वो क्या होना चाहिए, that depends on what you want to highlight.
Sir, how many words should it include? Like
Generally not 20, 30 words ज़्यादा मत लिखो.
not
20, 30, one paragraph is a good case study. More than that, your answer gets compromised.
Thank you, sir.
L2, L3, partly from newspaper magazines, but most of it comes from your thinking. विशाल, हम वही समझा रहे हैं, L3 के questions जो हैं, वो thinking वाले होते हैं, आपको बैठ के सोचना होगा, not read, merely read. Confusion दूर कैसे करें? क्या confusion है पहले वो बताओ. What type of confusion? इससे बात कर लो, कोई तो होगा इससे बात करते हो आप. Okay. Talk to your parents, your friends, your teacher. How to plan for revision. Revision के लिए first make a summaries. Without summaries, you cannot have any revision. यार, come on. Nobody will give you extra time for revision. आपको निकालना होगा. But yes, in our method, that consolidation time is also a revision time. But revision तब possible होगा if your revision के लिए the summaries have been done. Otherwise, you can't revise. All good here? Anybody else offline? Any questions here? पेपर 2 का मार्क्स होता है.
पेपर 2 का मार्क्स होता है वो थोड़ा सा इट इज ऑन द हायर साइड एज कंपेयर टू पेपर 1. पेपर 2 का अभी जैसे हमने देखा कि लेवल 2 और लेवल 3 के क्वेश्चंस थोड़ा ज्यादा
होते हैं.
तो लेवल 2 ये और 3 ये ज्यादा स्कोरिंग है एज कंपेयर टू लेवल.
Absolutely. Level 2 and level 3 are the most scoring questions. But वो double edged sword है. अगर कर दिया तो गुड मार्क्स, नहीं कर पाया तो 0 पकड़ा देंगे. इधर वे चलेगा.
सर उसमें हमने जैसे देखा एंकर पॉइंट पे हम बात कर रहे थे. अगर सपोज व्हाट आई फील कि अभी ये अच्छा एंकर पॉइंट है, बट एग्जामिनर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू में
एग्जामिनर वैसे गिव यू ओपन. देखो L2, L3 में क्या होता है, the examiner does not have the exact idea. Okay, now I'll answer a question that your friend has asked. Look at the board. See what happens. L1 questions, they are static largely. The content is well known and the structure is also known. एकदम fixed है. For example, if I ask you, give an account of Himalayan mountains. Exactly पता है. Himalayas, northern India. Himalayas, young mountains. Himalayas have 3 ranges. Himalayas are the highest mountains. because of collision between the plates. Himalayas are broader on the west, narrow on the east. ये सब पता है हमें. For examiner, he exactly knows point 1, 2, 3, 4 क्या होना चाहिए. And he is not impressed. अगर नहीं पता है, he is upset. कि इतना दूर आए हो, इतना भी नहीं पता तुम्हें. So you write all the points, he will give you average marks. Miss 1 point, -5. समझ में आ रहा है यहां पर? तो L1 क्वेश्चंस में आप एग्जामिनर को इंप्रेस नहीं कर सकते. एंड द डायग्राम्स आर फिक्स्ड. सब स्टूडेंट्स को ये पता है, इसमें क्या कंपटीशन होगा? या बट यू नॉट वेरी मच. प्रॉब्लम है L2 L3 में, because the questions are beyond syllabus and require thinking, the examiner has a very broad idea, but the exact structure कोई फिक्स नहीं होता. इसमें जो स्टूडेंट लिखेगा ना, that becomes the base. So L2 L3 में एक तो प्रॉब्लम ये है और एडवांटेज ये है, most students can't write well. The examiner tired हुए, वही बकवास लिखे चले जा रहा है, not impressed. One guy writes a good one. तो this L2 L3 में बहुत हाई स्कोर कर सकते हो. बट इफ यू डू नॉट राइट, एकदम नेगेटिव भी चला जाएगा आपका. जो मार्क्स जो बढ़ता है ना, वो L2 L3 के लिए बढ़ता है. L1 आपका बेस लेवल मेंटेन करता है. So those who score more, they generally are good here. L1 में smart हो कि you can't do much.
So accordingly, time भी.
Yes. Accordingly, you'll manage your time also, correct? It's like, it's a saying, easy question, very good answer will give you average marks. A thinking question, an average answer will give you very, very good marks. ये rule है. And think of psychologically if it fits your frame of thinking or not. Because ये question में the examiner has no fixed ask. कहां से आप जाओगे, क्या करोगे, he has no idea. And whatever you do, it's very new for him. Though he has a broad idea about what the topic must have. ठीक है? Anybody else? Yeah. एक minute. You speak on the mic, no? Then the online guys can hear your doubts. Yes.
कभी कभी क्वेश्चन ऐसे आते हैं जिसमें सर 2-3 एस्पेक्ट होते हैं. तो
दोबारा बोलो.
कभी कभी क्वेश्चन ऐसे आते हैं जिसमें 2-3 एस्पेक्ट होते हैं.
2-3 एस्पेक्ट्स होते हैं. Yes.
इकोनॉमिकल भी हो सकता है, पॉलिटिकल भी हो सकता है,
Yes.
एनवायरमेंटल भी हो सकता है.
Yes.
तो सर ऐसे केस में केस स्टडी को कौन से?
Your choice. आपका कौन सा एरिया ज्यादा स्ट्रांग है उसको उठाओ. और जनरली आंसर में 2-3 आ सकता है. It's not that कि entire answer is only social और only economic. ऐसा होता नहीं है.
जैसे ग्रीन रिवॉल्यूशन के क्वेश्चन आ जाते हैं.
Yes. उसमें सारा आ जाएगा. पर पता तो हो कि लिखना है हमें 3 डायमेंशन.
सर इफ वी आर राइट द मतलब अगर सोशल एस्पेक्ट भी लिख रहे हैं, इकोनॉमिकल, तो उसमें सब में अलग अलग केस स्टडीज डालना नेसेसरी होता है क्या?
That depends on कितना टाइम आपके पास है.
Yes.
Ideally सब में डालो, बट रियलिटी के लिए एटलीस्ट एक तो डालो. L2 L3 question must have at least one case study. Without a case study, आप demonstrate नहीं कर रहे हो. Without case study, you are not relating a concept to reality. तो एक तो डालो, forget about 3-4. Put at least one. Whatever you think is the most relevant one. ठीक है?
थैंक यू सर.
Foundation course is L1 plus some element of L2. और कुछ टॉपिक में भी L3 also, but is largely L1 and L2.
सर
Yes.
जैसे किसी कोई अगर न्यू स्कीम आ रहा है,
कोई
कोई अगर न्यू स्कीम आ रहा है अकॉर्डिंग टू ज्योग्राफी, तो उसमें हम अपना ज्यादातर मतलब पॉजिटिव अप्रोच धरे या नेगेटिव या?
yes. देखो स्कीम्स में गवर्नमेंट इनिशिएटिव्स होते हैं एंड इट्स अनलाइकली कि इसमें सब कुछ नेगेटिव होगा. ओके, इस बहुत अनलाइकली है. गिव एन एग्जांपल, आई टेल यू. बताओ.
जैसे फार्म्स लॉ जो आया
फार्म लॉज जो हैं वो प्रॉब्लम लॉस का नहीं था, प्रॉब्लम था कैसे इंप्लीमेंट किया जा रहा था और कैसे नैरेटिव बिल्ड हुआ. गवर्नेंस में ओके, सो वन ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस आस्क्ड इज if there are schemes and there are negatives, should we go for that or not? My answer is ऐसा कोई स्कीम नहीं है which is entirely negative.
उसमें हमारा अप्रोच क्या होना चाहिए सर?
आप बताओ कि करंट कन्वर्सेशन क्या है? गुड फार्म लॉस रिक्वायर्ड भी हैं, they will benefit, but we should have implemented that in a different way. वही रखो ना, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? That's it.
वो फार्म्स लॉ है ना, वो कुछ एरिया में मतलब कि
However, some areas have been ignored at that. ऐसा थोड़ी है कि फार्म लॉज सारे घटिया हैं. No, that's a wrong analysis. No scheme can have everything, no. So good provision, it will develop, it will help, the country needs it, it can benefit like this, but these were the problems, and if we add these issues, it will become even better.
Thank you.
That's it. Paper 2 questions are GS type. Pavan, that's what I'm explaining to you. Level 3 questions are general type. Use geography language in that. What are the false problems of India? ये क्या बोलोगे आप? GSE बोलोगे ना आप इसको. But I can bring geography dimension into false problems of India. So Pavan, your problem is the geography vocabulary that you need, that has not been properly developed. Fine, all of you? Okay. So that's for today. Thank you for joining in. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Your basic readings and your foundation course will help you, Ritanshu, for geographical terms. They are good enough.